So is God good or bad? God is good. What about all the aches and pains? Yeah, I don't know about that. So, yes, there are pains in life. There are aches and pains. But is life good? I think everyone can say unequivocally, yes, life is good. So the creator of life is good? Yes, there are aches and pains. Yes, there are aches and pains. And we don't understand what it's for. We could do without it, we think. But if you're asking whether life is good, creation is good, yes, creation is good. That's why we get upset when there's a tsunami. If life wasn't good, then we wouldn't care when death happens. We would be neutral. Live, die, what's the difference? No. No, death is bad, bad, bad. Why? Because life is good, good, good. So is God good or bad? God is good. What about all the aches and pains? Yeah, I don't know about that. But in the same way that we find life good without any question, even though there is pain, like, I hate to use this obvious example, childbirth. Is it good or bad? It's very good, but it hurts like hell. So what is that? Why is it that way? I don't know. But don't tell me that childbirth is not good. It's so good that I'll even ignore the pain. I mean, I will. My wife, that's a different story. But we have babies. What about the pain? I don't know. You go through it. But the result is wonderful. So his question about the natural disasters, it's really interesting. He went through a whole list of natural disasters, hurricanes, tsunamis, and volcanoes. You would think that life on Earth would be reduced to a minimum. But it's not true. We have 7 billion or maybe 8 billion people in the world. How come? Shouldn't the hurricanes and the tsunamis wipe us out? No, it never even diminishes our population. Life grows. Life flourishes. And I don't know why there has to be pain. But does that make life bad? No. Does it make God bad? No. So the question is really a little bit too philosophical. In real life, you don't think that way. Right? In real life, childbirth is wonderful. Yo, what about all the pain? So there, it's perfectly natural to see good even though it's painful. But then you become this philosopher and all of a sudden you don't understand how it could be good if it's painful. I just recently found it very useful in the computer, in the online business that we're engaging in right now. You need to unmute. Right? After World War II, after the Holocaust, the Jewish community was muted. We had no voice other than to whine and complain. Woe is us. But we had no voice. We had nothing to say. Nobody was listening. We were muted. And that brings a lot of discouragement and pessimism and maybe even depression. So after the war, the Jewish community was on mute. All Jews, all over the world. We were simply speechless. The one person who can be credited with bringing our voice back is the Rebbe in Brooklyn, the Chabad leader. I grew up here in Crown Heights in the 50s. And the Jewish community was simply waiting for the final bell, and it was certain that Judaism was over. We're destroyed, we're devastated, it's finished. Those who are observant and pious and traditional will die out, and that will be the end. There will not be another generation of observant Jews. It was inevitable. I mean, there was no doubt in anybody's mind that that was it. So, very heavy pessimism. Except for this one synagogue on Eastern Parkway, where there seemed to be endless energy, day and night stuff was happening, people were dancing, people were singing, people were studying, people were driving around doing projects, and like, wow, what's happening there? And as a teenager, you're always looking for a cause, for something important. So it was irresistible. There was life in an otherwise lifeless community. There was a voice. So the Rebbe, with his leadership, with his teachings, with his endless input, gave us back a voice. He unmuted us in a very real, practical sense. He told us that the world does want to hear from us. That's true, isn't it? I mean, here we are. The world does want to hear from Jews. The world wants to hear what Jews know about God, what Jews know about the Bible, because it's the world that is disillusioned, not the Jewish people. Religion is confused, not the Bible. So if you still know the original version of the Bible, everybody wants to hear it. You were there at Mount Sinai? What did God say? For God's sake. Did he say we should kill or we shouldn't kill? Can we get that straight once and for all? But Martin, you're right. Catholicism is so inconsiderate of human conditions.
That's not it, yes.
It's almost cruel.
Yes, right. It is.
And so is Aristotle.
Yeah.
Aristotle's depiction of God is cruel. His standards, his morals, they sound really good on paper. But people would suffer terribly trying to live that way. And God, knowing who he's talking to, never expected us to be angels. But he did expect us to be really, really good. And that's doable. Not only is it doable, it's a pleasure. It's life-giving, not draining. And the main distinction is, it is not our purpose or our desire to get to heaven. We are not heavenly creatures, and we don't really belong in heaven. So it is not our goal to get to heaven. Our goal is to bring God down to earth. Because God can be in heaven and God can be on earth. To him it makes no difference. But we don't function well in heaven. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program. There's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.